Hello and welcome to TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And today really is a special kind of video because we've got some official words from the man himself, from the greatest. Lionel Messi has given an exclusive interview today to Sport, of course the local paper in Barcelona, and of course there is so much to dissect from that interview. Messi really does these kind of things. He doesn't usually come out in the public domain, he doesn't usually give his thoughts, his opinions on a regular basis, not like some players who can't stop talking. Messi is one of those who stays in the shadow, he doesn't like to hog the limelight, but right here and now, it's an exclusive interview, it's the words of Messi. So many things in this interview have been cleared up. And of course, all of it is coming up right here and now. Let's discuss Lionel Andres Messi. And Sport, of course, came out this morning with a big front cover. They told us last night they were going to have it, and they do indeed. An exclusive here with Messi. And on the cover there, Messi says the following words: "This is my home." Talking about Barcelona, he says, "This is my home, and I don't want to leave. But I want to win." Defiant words from Messi, and that basically is how the interview goes on. He's very, very direct in his approach. He certainly outlines his intentions, and I think so much in this interview is really, really important, not only for us as fans, not only for the players, but also potentially for the board. A big wake-up call. Messi is ready to win. Because let me start straight away by getting one thing absolutely right here. Just like we've believed all along, Messi wants to stay. Messi is very much determined to remain at Barcelona, and he is as committed as he ever has been right now to the club. Messi came out very, very early on that interview there just to shut down those exit rumours. He said, "Yes, I can say that I want to stay with Barcelona for as long as I possibly can. I'd love to stay here for my entire career because I feel right now like this is my home. However, I do need to be feeling good. I want to feel good on a physical level, and the most important thing to me is a winning project. I want to win, and I want to win at Barcelona. It's my home, and I've got no intention of leaving, but I want to continue competing, and I want to continue winning." And I think that right there is big, big words from Messi. And like I say, very, very honest. They're coming out and saying, look, I want to stay, but I want to win. And I think many of us actually have been waiting for Messi to come out and sort of say these kind of words. Usually, like I say, we don't really associate these kind of interviews with Messi, but it's very strategically timed here. Messi coming out, clearly committed, clearly wants to stay at Barcelona, but just saying there, I want to win. I want a winning project. And clearly, he deserves that. He deserves that as much as anybody else. He deserves there a winning project around him. And comments like that, like I said before, should just make the board there sit up a little, start to take a bit of notice, start to think, hang on a minute, Messi is talking. Messi doesn't usually do that. Messi right now is talking, and certainly they have to understand. Messi wants to stay, but Messi wants a good project. They have to deliver it, and if they knew what was good for them, they would certainly begin acting like a club that outlines winning above all else. And right on cue there, Lionel Messi was asked about last season as a whole, exactly how he felt the season went, and where he went on to say, on a personal level, I feel very, very good about last season. But I always say, what interests me are the collective titles of the team. Last season, we did not meet our objectives, and it wasn't a great season, simply because of how it ended. We had a great season up until the last two games, but Liverpool and Valencia marked our season as a bad one, when until that moment, we were actually doing quite well. And obviously there, Messi was pressed a bit more on that second leg against Liverpool, the elimination, the humiliation in the Champions League, to which he said, just like I said at the time, the game at Anfield was the players' fault, the players' responsibility. The coaching staff had nothing to do with the game that we played out there on the field. So very interesting words there from Messi himself. And of course, one of the big, big topics of this entire interview was going to be away from the field. It was going to be about the off-the-field issues right throughout the summer, and of course, the summer transfer saga that dominated the past few months. Messi was always going to be asked here about Neymar Jr, and in particular, on Messi's influence himself on that particular deal. And I think, like I said, right the way through, Messi, very honest here in his answers, he came out and said straight away, I would have loved it if Neymar had returned. I would have loved to have seen Neymar back at Barcelona. Messi said, I understand that people were against it. I understand that some people didn't want him back, and that's perfectly normal, because of everything that happened and the way that he left. But on a sporting level, for me, Neymar is one of the best in the world, and by having him, our chances of achieving the results that we all want would have improved. He was asked then if he felt that Barcelona did their best to sign him. He then went and said, I don't know. He said, I don't know if Barcelona did their best, but that's just because I didn't have much information on how negotiations were going. I wasn't kept updated. They didn't really tell me what was going on because I wasn't involved. He said, as far as I know, Ney really wanted to come back. He was very excited to rejoin Barcelona, but I also understand that it's very difficult to negotiate with Paris Saint-Germain. Messi then admitted that he spoke with Neymar over the course of the summer. He did say we did keep in contact quite a bit throughout the summer. He hasn't spoken to him recently, but he was asked then if he was disappointed that Neymar hasn't returned. Is he unhappy because he's not back? And he said, no, I'm not disappointed. He said, I would have liked him to come. Of course I would. As I said before, I would have liked to have seen Neymar back, but we have a spectacular squad of players that can win everything without him. We can do that too. And I think then it was so important, it was vital really, that Messi addressed the rumours that basically have been coming out and saying that Messi demanded Neymar to be signed, or Messi is unhappy now that Neymar isn't back, or basically, some people are even saying right now, maybe Messi's not playing because we didn't sign Neymar. And Messi came out, shut all of that down, which he needed to do, and he did it very well. Messi came out there, he said that people seem to say that I'm the boss of this club, and it's not the first time that I've heard this. I'm used to these kind of things by now, but I know what the reality is. I know my function in the team. I don't have any say in the board-related stuff. I don't have any say in what goes on there in the boardroom. We, the players, did not ask the club to sign Neymar. We didn't ask to sign Neymar this summer. We gave our opinion in the same way that we gave our opinion with Griezmann and other players that have signed for the club in the past and other players who haven't signed for the club in the past. All we did was give an opinion. We never demanded Neymar to be signed. And speaking of Antoine Griezmann, Messi, of course, was asked about his relationship with him so far and basically whether the two of them had a chance yet to discuss things or talk out on the field. And he basically said it's been very few and far between so far. He said, I've spoken to Griezmann very little so far. But the only truth is, that's because I train right now on the sidelines. I'm not with the group. I'm separate. I'm away from them. Because of my injury, I haven't been able to talk with them as much as I wanted to. He said we will later have the opportunity to share many things. But right now, it's been difficult because of my injury. And of course, one of the most important parts of this interview is all about that injury. And again, Messi was very honest. He was more transparent than the club had been in recent times. And he gave us a really good update of where he is right now, what that injury is, and what the problem is. He came out and said, the injury to me is getting better. It happened in the first training session of the season. It was something very simple, but it was something that went wrong. However, in one of the training sessions before the game against Real Betis, remember there, when he looked like he was going to be back, but he didn't actually return, Messi then said, before the game against Betis, I did relapse a little. I did have there a problem, an issue, but I'm calm, and I will play again when I feel 100%. So clearly there Messi was doing okay. He was going to return potentially from that injury at the Camp Nou in the second game of the season against Betis, but Messi there admitting what we hadn't heard from the club, that he did suffer some sort of relapse in that injury. Messi then went on to say, I'm currently still training away from the group, so right now I don't have a definitive return date. I'm getting tested all of the time, but I definitely will not be there against Valencia this weekend, and we'll see if I return against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League or at the weekend against Granada. I've got no definite date, but I'm really excited to get out on the pitch and play again. And so that there, guys, is the main big talking points from today's interview with Lionel Messi, taken out there by Sport, the newspaper. And I have to say, really exciting to listen to those words, to be inspired really by the words of Messi. He wants to win. He's outlined there again. He said, I'd love to win the Champions League. I want to win La Liga. He said, I say it every year, but we want to go for everything. We want to challenge. We want to win. He wants it. He believes right now that we have a squad to make it happen. Clearly, he's frustrated right now. He wants to be out on the field. He wants to be helping the team, but that injury, he had that relapse against Betis, and that set him back. But we should expect to see Messi back within the next few games or so. Maybe it'll be against Dortmund. That would certainly be something special, but at the same time, a bit of a risk, a massive game there to throw him back into. Maybe it'll be against Granada, maybe beyond that, but Messi knows in his own mind, he's recovering, he did have a relapse, but he will be 100%. He is going to get back there, and he is determined that when he does, we are going to succeed. So please leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What did you make today of the words of Messi? Always exciting it is to listen to Messi. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, I will see you tomorrow. Barcelona against Valencia. The match preview. It's coming for you guys. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.